We run, we win. Hello guys, I'm James, the Christian take, split second rule. November 8th, whatever day that was, I should have made sure I knew it exactly. The presidential election of Donald John Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America. Here's a diagram. At the beginning of the day, he wasn't projected to win. At about 9:30, both candidates, him and his opponent, they hit 50%, and by the end of the day, he had a 95% chance of winning. Here's the diagram, and what does this mean? What's the purpose of this? This election shows you the split second rule. What is the split second rule? Anything can change in a split second. Stuff can be going great in a split second, go downhill. Stuff can be going horrible in a split second, go wonderfully for you. This is very, very important because we live in a natural, physical realm that has a mental universe and a spiritual universe connected to it. And things can be going wonderful and seem like they're going great in the natural, then judgment hits and bad things happen. Or things can be going horrible and judgment hits. I mean, there's two sides to judgment. If you've ever watched a good, one of those, a court TV shows or something, a good court drama, something can be going bad and instantaneously it changes for the good. So that's why you have to remember the split second rule and don't go by what you see in the natural. 3 short things. Don't stop doing what you're supposed to be doing. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. If we don't faint and we're doing good, doing right, we will reap. It may look like the enemies and the people who are doing wrong, not honoring God and stuff, it may look like they're going great, but then something happened. Like take Israel in the Bible. Egypt made Israel slaves and it looked like Pharaoh was having his way. All of a sudden, Moses shows up, the plagues show up, Israel's free. So if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, don't stop. Don't stop, because in a split second, things can change in the natural. Because in the mental realm, in the spiritual realm, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that will change. Next, 2, if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, stop doing it. The Bible says, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. You have a conscience, you know if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. If you grew up in church, and now you acting like you ain't in church, and God don't exist, and stuff like that, you can do whatever you want to do, hey, don't be deceived. Just because God's having mercy, He says He lets it rain on the just and the unjust. That means that there are people who are doing bad stuff, and God is nice enough to still let it rain on everybody and let His sun shine. But judgment will hit eventually and destroy. That's how you see people who are like, we're not even going to get into it. It's just, that's it. That's how the split second rule works. You don't know if somebody's been smoking their whole life, then all of a sudden, boom, they, some sickness and disease hits their throat or lungs or something like that. But they've been doing something and it looked like nothing was happening all that time, then in a split second, now they're diagnosed with something bad. Thank God, God can heal them. And 3, don't let your family and friends miss out on the truth of this. The Bible says, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Galatians 6:10. So if they're doing something right, encourage them to keep doing it. If they're doing something wrong, help them stop. This rule applies to them as well. My friends, this universe is real. You cannot pretend. Now, this is not based off atheistic, humanistic morals. If you're doing something wrong against the Bible, against the creator of the universe, the spiritual realm, something that is illegal spiritually, it will still bring judgment. The law of sin and death does not stop by the avenue of public opinion before it decides to do something. Emotional abuse for a child will eventually come out, even though it may seem legal for you to bawl out your child, make them cry, and they go run away for a week and then come back, and you have this stupid cycle of that. That's not funny, but it will cause spiritual judgment, because technically it seems to be legal in the United States of America for people to emotionally abuse their children. But that doesn't mean the law of sin and death is not going to come get you. So stay on point. Hey, don't joke. Don't stop doing what you're supposed to do if you're supposed to be doing it. Hey, if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, quit it. And 3, hey, don't let your family live their life irrespective of the spiritual realm. Don't be deceived. Don't let them think that they can keep pursuing and going and doing things and dishonoring their parents and that there is no spiritual ramifications. The Bible says some men's sins are open beforehand, going before to judgment, and some men, they follow after. It means that the spirit realm and the physical realm and the mental realm, these three universes that work together, they have certain dynamics, and sometimes when people do something wrong, boom, they get arrested and they're gone. Sometimes people live a whole horrible life, like people who abuse their spouses for like 30 years. Then sudden judgment happens and it seems to be out of absolutely nowhere, but they've been sowing that seed. So sometimes things happen instantly, sometimes they don't, but every time, in a split second, something's changed. I love you. Thanks for joining me. Blessed name of living Lord King Jesus Christ. Live you be. Like, comment, and subscribe.